In this episode of Metro Focus, we'll discover some Maryland attractions that are off the beaten path, but Metro can still get you there. We're going to the Strathmore to pull back the curtain on a venue you probably haven't been to yet, but once you learn about it, you're going to want to get a front row seat to an upcoming show. Plus, how you can get in the chair of one of the hottest hairstylists in the area, an annual festival where food, wine, and antique cars merge, and a Rockville coffee shop that serves up more than a strong espresso. We'll also show you the unique way Metro has been engaging with high school teens to provide a safer and friendlier transit system for all of us. Come along for the ride. This is Metro Focus.
Greetings, I'm Betty Scott, Director of the Artist in Residence Program. Welcome to the mansion at Strathmore, one of my favorite places on earth. I came here 12 years ago, and I've been the director of the Artist in Residence Program since that time. That was the beginning of it. And we choose 6 local musicians who are really outstanding and are on the cusp of launching a career as a performing artist.
Hello, I'm Leslie Lundgren.
And I'm Gabrielle Tillenberg. We're part of the exhibitions team here at the mansion at Strathmore. When most people think about Strathmore, oftentimes they think about our music center, which features a concert hall. But just across the way is the mansion at Strathmore, where we showcase concerts and exhibitions in our spaces. We showcase exhibitions here in an old historic building, but that doesn't mean that we feature artwork of that time. We like to feature contemporary artwork, which creates a nice juxtaposition between the space and the art. The mansion showcases exhibitions throughout the year featuring local, regional, national, and international artists. We showcase solo shows and exhibitions by organizations such as the Creative Crafts Council and the Colored Pencil Society of America.
Artists can submit work for several different types of shows. There are juried exhibitions. We have a curator, Harriet Lesser, who selects work for themed exhibitions. All exhibitions are free and open to the public.
On our campus at Strathmore, we have 2 main buildings. This was the original one, obviously. It's well over 100 years old. And then we have the Music Center, which has a concert hall that seats close to 2,000 people. And that was built in 2005. This was actually built at the turn of like the early 1900s. The second owners were very fond of music. And so they built this room specifically as a music room. And this is the room that my artists in residence do their concerts in. It's very intimate, it's like a little jazz club. Seats 100 people, and so it's a fantastic place for young artists to kind of hone their audience skills.
Well, this is your home away from home for the arts, and we've been in the community more than 30 years. We consider ourselves extremely accessible. Right behind me is the Grosvenor Strathmore Metro Station, and it is attached actually to the Music Center by the Carlton Sickles pedestrian bridge. And I mention Carlton because he was a board member of Strathmore's at the same time he was a board member of Metro. Metro was critical to the creation of the Music Center. We said that we had 5 miracles that had to happen, and certainly Metro's accessibility and location right next to us was one of those.
We're in Montgomery County, very close to DC and Virginia, and throughout the tri-state area, we visit local studios, artist collectives, other galleries, and exhibitions to seek out artists who we'd like to show here. We also host a juried exhibition, so artists from the area and nationally can submit their artworks for us to consider to be entered into a show. And sometimes people who are entered into the juried show, we select to work with in the future.
So what we have in the space today is representative of what we show here at Strathmore. We have a variety of artists that work in all sorts of media and range of techniques and trainings. We have woodwork, ceramics, we have furniture, classic and traditional oil and acrylic painting, photography that employs new methods and new approaches.
In the mansion, we have different activities that take place. Of course, the Artist in Residence concerts. On the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays of the month, those are ticketed public concerts, and we encourage people to come. They're fantastic. I mean, it's sort of still not widely known, but the core of people who come go out and spread the word. And it's as I say, it's such an intimate space. You can go up and talk to the performer afterwards, which is kind of hard to do, you know, in larger venues. We have fabulous Music in the Mansion series that's been ongoing for many, many years, way before the Artist in Residence series started. And also we have historic teas accompanied by musicians, and those generally occur on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
We think we're creating a musical mile between here and AMP, our new nightclub just up Rockville Pike at Pike and Rose, and it is just a short walk from the White Flint Metro station. So between the Grosvenor Strathmore station and the White Flint station, there's a mile of music starting with Strathmore and ending with AMP.
So thank you so much for joining us at the Mansion at Strathmore. We hope that you'll come visit one of our exhibitions soon. Visit us at www.strathmore.org for more info.
My business started when I was about 14 years old. I started my own mobile hair care business, and it progressed as the years went on. I wanted to find something I could do that would help people. I got better eventually. I went and got licensed. We have everybody from the natural girls to weddings that we've provided for. I've also sometimes contract to do girls from the Miss World pageant, Miss USA. We've also been published in different publications. The beauty of somebody, they're always going to be coming into it. There are different aspects of it. So it's not just necessarily what you see on the outside. So Beautiful Becomings is helping somebody become into their own. We have health coaching going on too. So that takes a closer look at what's going on in the life to help to bring balance. At one point, they were trying to require stylists to have some type of psychology background, because when they come, if there's anything going on, the stylist is going to be the first to know about it. It's their way to unwind and have somebody to talk to, so they can go home in a better state too.
Well, the history of Beautiful Becomings started in 2008. The role that I play in Beautiful Becomings is more on the health side, as far as being a Zumba instructor, and also with support and executive support. Other than the Zumba instructors, it's like whatever needs to be done. So that could be anything from the events, the summits, the health summits that we do. Ask the person what they want. Because usually when a vision comes to you, that's really what it is. We sometimes make things more complicated. So my goal is to help an individual just to get it all out, and then get it all out first, and then create a strategic plan to get it accomplished.
Metro is a block and a half away, which is very convenient and something that I looked for when I was trying to choose my spot. They also have the different buses that run by here as well. Metro helps out a lot because there are people who don't necessarily drive, especially in the district. A lot of people don't have cars. So when there's a Metro station that's close, especially if there's parking issues, all they have to do is just get on there. Eventually, we're going to expand, because with all the other services that we're going to providing, we want to have an establishment that can address everyone's needs. Wherever we are located, we want to make sure that they're by the Metro. Typically, all the different events and services that we provided have been by Metro stations.
Metro is very, very important because you want to reach everybody. We don't want to have anyone to have any complaints or reasons of not to get healthy or to become a better person, to become a better you, which is Beautiful Becomings. It helps you reach everybody. You don't want to miss anyone. When you're trying to achieve things, you want to try to reach as many people as possible. So when Sean was diagnosed with breast cancer last winter, my whole mindset just shifted to being positive. Whatever she needed, being positive, because growing up hearing the C word, it always was negative. So all I wanted to do was just be positive, helping with understanding and going through the complete journey and knowing that it will be okay.
The reason of why I do what I do is because with me being diagnosed with MS in 2011 and then cancer last year, with us going out and teaching the message, it actually allows us to be able to connect with people on numerous levels. And so when we talk about it, my encouragement to them is just because you get diagnosed with some type of disease or things happen in your life, it's not the stop. It actually can be the beginning of something beautiful. So I felt like it was my leverage that I needed in order to speak to multiple people. And because I had a positive outlook on it, so many people are getting inspired and changing their lives because they have an example of how something negative can be a positive thing. So that's what we're choosing to do, and Beautiful Becomings actually was the start of it all.
Hi, I'm Sudhir Seth and welcome to Spice Crossing in Rockville Town Center. And Spice Crossing, this is an Indian restaurant. All those kind of dishes which every time any other civilization that came to India and all the recipes got modified but using the ingredients which were locally available. So now they are far removed from where they started from originally, but they have become like part of the mainstay of the Indian cuisine in totality. We started off bringing all the regional specialties to the American society over here, and to cultivate that palate, I came up with this idea of Spice Crossing, where the flavors are coming together from different parts of the world. We have a whole lot of other dishes which we have on the menu, and they are marked in red or with an asterisk, which clearly denotes that these are not authentically originally from India as such, from the Indian cuisine, but like say from the Persians when they came with their fondness for cooking lamb with the dry fruits. And then we have roast chicken, which we never had roast chicken in India. And the Britishers came, they were in Calcutta, that is where East India Company was formed. And the roast chicken was made using all the ingredients which were available in India, ginger, garlic. So that is what the entire menu is all about, where the cultures mixed and the cuisines mixed together. My first restaurant was down in DC, and I sold that, and then my first independent restaurant under my ownership was Passage to India, which is in Bethesda. For the last 8 years now, we started on 19th December 2009. We had our first karaoke. We call it CURRYOKE. It's a play on the Indian food and karaoke together. So Friday evenings, our karaoke event has become very famous. It's a sing-along. People come. It is both Bollywood dancing and all the Hollywood and the English numbers also as well. Metro was a big part, really. One of the major parts, because in Bethesda, I can constantly face the problem of we can't park. Parking is a problem. So when we were considering for the second location, we decided we have to be much closer to a metro station where people can just walk up in 2 to 3 minutes, which would totally negate the use of having to drive yourself back and forth, look for parking and all those kind of hassles. And even after you have had a drink or two, you can just take the metro and go back home instead of having to drink and drive. So metro did play a considerably important part in our deciding how close we have to be, in what area we have to be. We are maybe a 3-minute walk from the Rockville metro station on the Red Line. My wife is definitely part of the business, but not for the day-to-day running of the operations. She is helping more in the marketing, menu planning, and all those activities. Definitely, yes, she's there. But day-to-day running is like from morning to night, and that's way too long hours. And there is so much more work that needs to be done also. And out of which I think the marketing of the restaurant, the menu planning, etc., those are very, very extremely important things to get the feedback from everybody that she comes in touch with and she talks to them, etc. That plays a big and huge important part in finally getting the operations to be run well. What we are doing, we are listening to our guests, what is it that they want, and we continuously and we are striving to continue to improve our own offerings, our own services, etc. We keep on changing our menu, paying heed to whatever the guest demands. Can't go wrong with the chicken tikka masala. That is our most famous, best-selling dish, and even though I have had it so many times, I would still love to eat it. And I think that far outsets, even if I were not to have it on the menu, people would still come and ask for it. That has become a mainstay of all Indian restaurants, so to say. You know, you're going to love to eat. How will you cook otherwise? I mean, if it is just a commercial activity, you're cooking just to sell food, to make money, I don't think your heart and soul is into it. So you got to love eating first, and then you will be able to create more things also. You can fine-tune the recipes, you can tweak up the recipes, you can, like my love of eating just is not limited to Indian cuisine. I mean, a small incident when I went to China, for instance, and I said, what are these guys eating? And this is like way back in 1986. And I said, what are these guys eating? But then I realized, no, there are a billion people who are eating this and loving it. I have to find out what is it that they are loving. And I have grown to love that authentic Chinese cuisine too. Please come visit us over here. And before you come over here, you want to check us out, you can log on to spicecrossing.com. That is spicexing.com.
Securing the homeland, protecting the environment, educating a nation. Every day, Metro riders take on the toughest problems on the planet. They come to the nation's capital, driven by a sense of duty, a desire to make things better, and a commitment to their cause. The entire world depends on them doing their jobs. And at Metro, we are well aware that they depend on us to do ours. We want our riders to know that we recognize the hard issues facing our system. We know that before we can regain their trust, we need to restore their service. We'll do that first by getting back to good, then eventually returning Metro to the world-class transit system it once was. And our promise to the region is that we will bring the same passion and commitment to our job as our riders bring to theirs.
My name is Brett Murray, and I'm the president and CEO of Concerts for Causes Incorporated. Concerts for Causes is a nonprofit organization, and we primarily give musical instruments to kids in underserved communities. I work primarily with many of the schools, but the kids get the instruments themselves. So the music directors will give me a wish list and say, I would love for these guys to get instruments, and we try to fulfill that need. We got started back in 2009. We were trying to work with many of the organizations that told me they needed instruments, and we said, well, let's do what we do, and we give concerts, groundbreaking concerts, festivals, wine, food, music festivals. We give concerts at Strathmore and other organizations, and when we're successful, kids get instruments. So I'm here in front of the food court at Bowie Town Center, and it is a Savor Bowie Food, Wine, and Music Festival. We take over the entire wonderful Bowie Town Center. 2 stages, 24 acts of music and other entertainment. We've got all types of music, all genres, from folk to rock, a lot of R&B, complimentary wine tasting, there's food, there's all kinds of things, games for kids, very family friendly, and 2 full days, 11 to 6 both days, of nothing but total fun, and probably over 200 vendors and all kinds of stuff. It's a great time. Last year we had, for the 2 days, close to 20,000 people. You are able to get your complimentary tickets online at Eventbrite, but they're not necessary. You can actually just show up. Well, I always love working with Metro. They've always been a partner in working with what I've done and supporting many of my events. But just for Metro itself, if you don't want to drive, because it does get crowded out here. Okay, so you can take public transportation, you can take the Metro, go to New Carlton Station, hop on the bus. The bus stop will let you off right here. The B21 will take you right here. We make sure that everyone's safe. We make sure where we can put people, the vendors, that type of thing. It just gets better and better, and we're including a lot of kind of rides and amusements back on the back parking lots this time for a lot of kid-friendly events. It's fun for everyone. Like I said, definitely the kids, but it's also, like I said, it's complimentary wine tasting for the adults. It's just all types of vendors and people showing exhibitors and a lot of information and also things you can purchase. And I tell everybody all the time, if you want to support us, you can support us by supporting our vendors who support us and our sponsors. If I'm doing a concert or a festival, I have to look at all the things that go with it, like parking and that kind of stuff. And if it's not parking, then it's I definitely have to make sure people can get there by Metro. So same thing with my concerts and everything else. I do a lot at Strathmore because there's a Metro station right there. And same thing with looking at this location. People have to be able to get here, especially if they're going to be sipping on wine. They may not want to drive. You can always contact us through our website, which is concertsforcausesinc.org. Up and down the main street here, which is Emerald Way, there is completely void of any traffic, so we have nothing but vendors. The entire that whole, I think it's more like a half-a-mile strip of there's a stage in front of the Sears, a stage in front of the Macy's. There's tons of vendors and fun and foot traffic. We use the cross street here, right here by the food court, and including the back parking lots of nothing but fun and games for kids and all types of folks. Complimentary wine tasting, a good time. Come on out, you're gonna love it.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon everybody. Shmuly Kalmani, I'm the owner of Creme Cafe. I like to do a special coffee, high quality coffee. So I opened coffee shops in Israel, very successful, and I decided that I need to bring that system and that approach of coffee to the United States. Also I import coffee from Italy, the high quality coffee. It's called Creme Cafe, and this is the name of the coffee shop now.
Crem Cafe was established in 2012, February 2012. It started out as kind of the idea of wanting to bring Italian coffee to the area. We wanted to have nice traditional style coffee, but mix it up a little bit with like a Mediterranean twist. I started working here May of 2012, and I've been the manager here since summer of 2013.
We do like to get to know our customers. Many of our customers that walk through here, you know, if you come in here like 3 times, we probably know what you want if you get the same thing every time.
And it shows that there's we create a rapport with our customers.
We're a place that believes you can sit down and relax and enjoy your coffee and then go scurry off with your needs for the day.
It's kind of providing like a moment of calm between the busyness of your day, of having to rush off.
This is a really busy-bodied kind of place, and you know, all of us have very busy schedules, but it's nice to be able to just kind of set for just a second. We have a full menu of, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner options, and we serve it all day.
You know, if you want to come and get eggs at, 6 p.m. at night.
8 p.m. omelet, yeah.
All of us have tried at least everything on the menu probably just about once. For us to be able to better help customers out, we should know ourselves what something tastes like.
We try to have a very well-informed staff, and it's really helpful if everybody knows too, because we have full table service both inside the cafe and as well as outdoor seating. You know, I make myself a nice strong cappuccino and I'm good, and then, you know, people see that and I say, well, I made myself a cappuccino and I'd love to make you one. So the Metro is literally like maybe a 3-minute walk away from here, tops. I mean, it depends on how fast you're walking, how caffeinated you already are, maybe.
Pretty much 7-minute walk, give or take.
7 minutes?
Depending how you
walk. I walk
think
really
about
fast,
it. You
so
do. You have long legs. I'm short, so it takes me an extra minute.
Okay.
It's about 5 to 7 minutes. We're from the Metro. We have, and basically always all the buses. It's a good transportation hub. We have a very extensive public transportation system. which I think makes it very accessible for a lot of people who don't have cars to be able to get jobs in wider areas, to be able to actually get to places. And that's something it's really fundamental in this area, to have that public transportation.
And I'd like to offer myself as an example.
Yeah, he's completely public transportation.
I run on public transportation. I take the metro here every morning or the bus. I'm about a stop away. It's metro, walking, bus, and I prefer that because it's a healthier lifestyle for me. I love to walk. The metro, you know, gets me to where I need to go or close enough that I can do what I love to do.
I knew people in the morning will stop first thing, and we open very early. So we have wonderful sales during the morning for coffee, just people running to the office. And afternoon, when they're leaving home, some people want dessert after a long day, so we are here. Thank you to Metro that helped my business to grow. So we're so happy that I see wonderful future to my business.
You can either contact us at 301-309-0956. That is the phone number for Crem Cafe. We also do have a website, which is crem-cafe.com. Come on by, visit us. You mean, come say hi. Whether it's just for a coffee, if it's to eat down food, or just for a chat. We're always pretty open to having people.
And you can always check out our menu online if you can't make it here. And we do pickup orders. You
and
can
catering.
Call in and cater, yeah.
If you're excited what you are doing and you love what you are doing, it's easy and you enjoy every second. That's a privilege to do what you like to do. And I wake up early in the morning, so excited. Everything is good. Thank you for joining us in Creme Cafe. Hope to see you soon.
My name is Eddie Kane, 12-time award winner of the Eddie Kane radio and TV show. There's a big need for community guidance from OGs and peers to be able to speak to the youth, to try to get them to understand that there's peaceful ways that we can solve any kind of issue. And I want to be able to support those youth and tell them, and also educate them on the different things that they can do in life to be successful.
My name is Mayberry. I work with Sasha Bruce Youth Work. So we're a nonprofit for youth homelessness in the city. And so my role is like the Safe Place Coordinator. So we set up safe places all across. The second the youth feels like they're in a state of crisis and need help, that they have somewhere to go. So we really work on spreading those resources and networking with all these other like amazing things that are happening in the city, where they're really like looking after the youth and looking to like give youth their voice and feel like they're a part of this community.
My name is Quicksilver. You hear me every morning on 93.9 WKYS, the Fam in the Morning, DC's official #1 radio station. I do a thing on my show called the Fam Vitamin of the Day, where I kind of give my inspirational thoughts. And that kind of went from just me doing the inspirational thoughts to now becoming this inspirational speaker. So anytime there's anything going on in DC, Maryland, Virginia, they always ask me to come out and speak. Whenever there's something happening, especially in school systems where the kids need someone to just uplift and motivate them, they always call Quicksilver. So I'm honored to be here to speak to young people and adults, because sometimes the adults need to hear it more than the young people, because you know, every action we have affects their actions. So I'm just honored to be here today.
I just want to say thank you to WMATA, the whole staff, everybody who played a part in bringing me out. I thank you and I truly appreciate you.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Metro Focus. If you want to see it again or check out some previous episodes, just go to our website or visit the Metro Forward YouTube page. See you next time.